The brothers Rick and Marty Lagena are undertaking a large excavation on Oak Island's famed Money Pit area. They are working on a 7-diameter steel shaft known as True Believer 1, which has descended to a depth of almost 100 feet. The team has also recovered remnants of a mysterious wooden tunnel that resembles the vault, which may be evidence of the fabled Chappelle Vault, a 7-high container first reported by treasure hunters Frederick Blair and William Chappell back in 1897. Recent groundwater tests have revealed high traces of precious metals below the 100-t level, leading them to believe that this shaft is located within the original money pit. The casing is going in ridiculously easy for the last 4 feet, and the team is only about 3.5 feet away from their first target horizon, 98.5 to 99. As the TB1 shaft advances deeper toward the possible tunnel, an 18.5-ton tool known as a hammer grab is being used to bring the spoils, and possibly man-made workings, to the surface. The team is approaching the depth of the tunnel, and they are expecting to encounter a lot of wood if it is indeed a tunnel. They are at about 110-111 feet right now, which is the very end of their first zone of interest. An interesting piece of wood has been found with grooves and a dowel. This indicates the same construction methodology as the U-shaped structure, which is the oldest-looking wood they've found. The team is hopeful that the next scoop will be something hugely meaningful. In summary, the brothers Rick and Marty Lagena are working on a massive excavation in the fabled Money Pit area of Oak Island, hoping to uncover answers to the 230-year-old treasure mystery. Their efforts have produced a rare and priceless piece of wood that may offer important new information about the history of the region and possible discoveries in the future. The team is keen to discover the truth and is making every effort to descend to the depths required to reach the chapel. They are presently at 117 feet with their dig and are pursuing the treasure vault below at 150 feet. The team is committed to finding the treasure in the TB1 area, which is thought to be the location of the original money pit. As pressure decreases, the team is near the vault and considering a few doubloons or something. The ground around and beneath TB1 abruptly begins to collapse, causing the caisson to collapse. Vault. An intense situation is developing in the money pit area, and the steel caissons have hit a mysterious obstruction. The team is working hard to break through the obstruction and bring more spoils and potential valuables to the surface. This is a serious problem, since it implies that something is consuming all of the material down there. The caisson is a 30-foot drop, which is a significant amount of material, and indicates that something is occurring underground that is consuming a huge amount of material. The team is not sure if they will be able to advance the caisson, but they are not giving up. Vanessa suggests backfilling the area and keeping an eye on it every few feet to make sure there is no caving. But the team is losing material and cannot guarantee they will continue advancing. The team's most ambitious operation to uncover the answers and the fabled treasure vault is now in jeopardy. The question is whether Oak Island will prevail once more and maintain its priceless secrets, or if Rick, Marty, Craig, and his team can solve a mystery that has persisted for more than 2 centuries. The U.S. government has halted all ongoing inquiries into Oak Island's enigmatic past due to a recent find. The discovery involved more than just gold or antiques. It also involved a huge metallic item concealed beneath the murky waters. The content was unheard of in recorded history, and if the whispers are accurate, it may change the course of history, and someone would stop at nothing to conceal it. As excavation proceeded, the swamp's bottom appeared to vanish into nothing, and the more deeply they dug, the more suspicious natural formations, odd debris, and anomalies suggested it wasn't just a normal marshland. Scanning equipment discovered something enormous, metallic, and purposefully concealed. The stranger discovered gold traces in the water, archaic tools, and man-made structures. An additional disturbing finding was an ancient, corroded relic. Analysis of the relic showed that the materials were not from any known civilization. The markings and symbols resembled ancient languages, but tests dated it back much further than anticipated, predating the island's known history. Modern experts were brought in to examine the findings, but the site was shut down. While work on Oak Island hasn't entirely stopped, it has been severely limited. Treasure hunters continue their work under close observation. The mystique of Oak Island predates modern riches. Hunters with legends of weird happenings, unexplained disappearances, and eerie characters protecting the island's secrets in the early 1800s discovered the infamous Money Pit. Three young men discovered layers of wooden planks, coconut fiber, and other materials that were not native to the area. As technology advanced and more sophisticated methods were used, theories took a darker turn, and the Lagena brothers found something shocking in the renowned Oak Island money pit. Geologists Terry, Matt, and Charles Barkhouse were closely monitoring the DN 111.5 borehole with the goal of reaching the potential gold mine zone, which was buried 80 to 112 feet below the surface. As the drilling machine dug deeper and deeper, they were thrilled to find a hollow space 90 feet below ground level. This revelation blew their minds, and they knew they were dealing with something of immense importance. Charles recommended that they get in touch with experts. While drilling in the same area as the treasure zone, Rick and Marty were intrigued by the discovery's backstory and questioned whether it was a typical discovery. Terry noticed that the DN-111.5, DN-125, and DN-113.5 coordinates were all precisely east-west aligned, suggesting that this could be part of a building hidden 94 feet below the water's surface. Finding out if they had uncovered another portion of this structure and whether it was related to the gold they found nearby was crucial, but they couldn't rely just on their gut feeling to provide evidence to support their claim. Charles called Rick and Marty right away, and the crew quickly came to the conclusion that they were completely in agreement with the Lagena brothers. When Rick and Marty got there, the group was able to validate what they had discovered. One important turning point in geological investigation was the finding of the Oak Island gold mining zone. The discovery of a treasure zone in the Oak Island money pit drill program thrilled Rick and his team. The area was unexpected because of its high gold values, air pockets, and voids, so they decided to name it after its locations. A meeting was called to go over the recent events and the background of the discovery. Terry, who is renowned for his keen observational skills, noticed that the coordinates DN 12.5 and DN 13.5 were precisely aligned from east to west, indicating that they might be part of a hidden building. The group was keen to find out if they had found another portion of the structure related to the gold found nearby, so they performed an XRF analysis on DN 11.5 and obtained results. Emma, an exceptionally talented archaeologist, came to the conclusion that the structure could only be described as a tunnel under any circumstances. An XRF spectrometer was used to analyze a sample of dry wood collected along the route, providing evidence of the typical materials found on Oak Island. Emma found elements including calcium, potassium, iron, manganese, titanium, and aluminum. They thoroughly examined the results, ruling out any potential explanations. But then they discovered an odd gold occurrence that heightened the team's enthusiasm. A more thorough comprehension of the discovery was made possible by the discovery of the treasure zone and the ensuing scientific investigation. After being assigned a mysterious mission to locate Oak Island's treasure, the Lagena brothers and their team found that a piece of wood contained gold, which they initially thought was an anomaly in the data. However, upon closer inspection, they learned that the gold made up about 0.04% of the total weight. They came up with the unexpected theory that there might be a significant amount of gold concealed within this discovery. As the team gained more knowledge about the wood and water samples, their optimism grew, leading to two intriguing areas of development. In addition to being a noteworthy discovery, the discovery of gold was also an important piece of knowledge that could point them in the right direction. The team's journey to Oak Island was filled with excitement and anticipation. Each new discovery and void they encountered gave them renewed hope for uncovering the profound truths that the island held. Despite the fact that many others had attempted to accomplish the same thing before them and had been unsuccessful, their determination to succeed remained unwavering. Their determination to unravel the mystery and unearth the legendary treasures on Oak Island was driven by their passion and unwavering conviction that they would be the ones to uncover it. As they continued their journey, they were close to making the most profound discovery possible. They finally arrived at the point where they could obtain the treasure of Oak Island, and they are eagerly anticipating the opportunity to discover this wealth. The Lagena brothers continue to search Oak Island with unwavering spirit. Whether they face disappointment or not, the Lagena brothers and their team are determined to uncover the treasure of Oak Island. Despite facing challenges and obstacles, their determination and resolve to succeed in their quest for the treasure will undoubtedly lead them to the ultimate goal of finding the treasure.
a number of unique relics, including a garnet brooch and a piece from a bride's horse, which prompts questions about their origins and any connections. Moreover, they discover a piece of beveled iron, which agrees nicely with the results of the most recent magnetometry investigation. This implies that the object was formerly a broken antique cutting tool. This finding suggests that human activity may have existed in a location that was previously believed to be devoid of people. In order to further understand the significance of this significant metallic anomaly evidence on Lot 8, the team made the decision to acquire additional excavation licenses and consult with experts. The discovery raises questions regarding its provenance and any connections it might have to other local findings. The scholars are intrigued by these unique items and believe that this particular area may hold some special significance. A large piece of iron with a beveled edge is discovered by the Oak Island crew. It may be a broken piece of the ancient adze, a type of cutting tool. This result is noteworthy because it agrees with a recent magnetometry research conducted by the team, which found a significant metallic anomaly in the same area, the same site where the survey was done. Our interest in further investigation of that area is piqued by the discovery of this tool in a place that was previously believed to be uninhabited. The team plans to first obtain a permit to excavate before speaking with various experts in order to determine the significance of this discovery. The secrets surrounding Oak Island keep getting more complicated as the show follows the journey of full-time treasure hunters through each new season. However, you might get the same results with your own gear. Their discoveries with metal detectors open up hitherto unfathomable vistas for historical inquiry. Always make sure to get permission before hunting anywhere, whether it's on someone else's land or a public space. The team of The Curse of Oak Island found some scientific proof that suggests it's possible the money pit holds a sizable amount of silver. They also found a patch of cement that had traces of gold and other metals, which made them think that the most rare metal in the world, osmium, would be buried somewhere in the ethereal depths of Oak Island. There is an island called Oak Island in the Canadian province of Nova Scotia. The two brothers Marty and Rick Lagena have, for all intents and purposes, dedicated their entire lives to solving Oak Island's enigma and learning its closely guarded secrets, while harboring the hope of unearthing hidden gold on the island. Despite the fact that they had previously spent many years trying very hard to uncover the island's secrets, but making very little headway in their attempts, it appears that their most recent treasure hunting expedition has really taken a fruitful turn. On Oak Island, the Lagena brothers have made a number of important discoveries recently. Some claim that these discoveries have made it possible to access the hidden wealth on Oak Island. This archaeological gem was found thanks to the use of ground-penetrating radar. It was initially thought to be a crossbow bolt, but a specialist in ancient antiquities thinks it might have been a javelin, a type of weapon used by the Romans more than 2,000 years ago. The team finds a metal object that appears to be what they have been looking for since the first episode of the show in the second episode of the 9th season. Additional inspection reveals that the piece only contains a modest amount of gold in its entirety. The secrets surrounding Oak Island keep getting more complicated as the show follows the journey of full-time treasure hunters through each new season. However, you might get the same results with your own gear. Their discoveries with metal detectors open up hitherto unfathomable vistas for historical inquiry. Always make sure to get permission before hunting anywhere, whether it's on someone else's land or a public space. As the team continued their journey through Portugal, they turned their attention to the country and the Templar Knights, while looking for old structures and researching relics that might be connected to Oak Island. Together with Oak Island theorist Corjan Mall and a few local historians, Rick and Alex Lagena, Doug Crowell, and Peter Fornetti visited a number of ancient sites in Portugal. They were led to 3 distinct locations, each of which displayed mounting proof that Oak Island's history is connected in some way to that of Portugal and the Templars. In Tomar, Portugal, there is a church and Templar fortress called Convento de Cristo. It was built in the 12th century. To start their investigation, the group was brought there. Corjan was particularly intrigued by the aqueduct's drainage system, which he thought had served as inspiration for whoever created the Smith's Cove finger drains. The aqueduct drainage system was what captivated Corjan the most out of all the amazing elements that were packed into this massive structure. This link might have seemed a little tenuous, but Corjan had more details. The original church gate, now faded, bore an engraving of a cross surrounded by 4 dots. The sign found on the HO stone on Oak Island had an engraving that matched this one exactly. The HO stone was a fragment of a rock discovered on Oak Island. The boulder is thought to have formerly indicated the location of a treasure, but an accident in 1921 reportedly destroyed it. The lads also discovered another O-shaped sign with a dot in the middle, which is also depicted on the HO stone during the previous week. The group then traveled to a military history museum in Lisbon. They had replicas of the 2 little cannonballs that had been found on Oak Island, and they intended to use the museum's armory to see if they could match the cannonballs to one of the cannons there. The fact that 2 museum employees immediately confirmed that the 2 cannonballs were of Portuguese origin wasn't a surprise to the boys, because they had already heard from a chemist in a previous episode that the cannonball's composition indicated a Portuguese origin. Alex loaded the cannon with the ball once the guys had discovered the right kind of cannon in order to make sure they had the right kind of weapon. The cannon, which was first used in the 14th or 15th century, was often mounted on a ship's deck. The experts at the museum, however, claimed that the gun could be easily taken out of the ship and brought to an island. Have you already subscribed? Do this right away to learn more exciting updates on fresh discoveries made on Oak Island. Given the ongoing instability on the global stage that has existed ever since the New World was discovered, it should not be shocking that the mysterious Oak Island has come to represent a secret trove of royal treasures. Over time, Oak Island has come to represent a secret hoard of royal treasures. 2 of the most convincing responses in this area come from the French and British militaries, both of which are supportive. The British's hostile acts against the French garrison at Fort Louisbourg are the defining element in this interpretation. It's thought that at some point during either of the French and Indian War or the 7 Years' War, the French treasure that had been housed in the bastion during those wars was transferred to the sophisticated vault on Oak Island. 2 very different viewpoints can be taken while examining this line of thinking. Some believe that at some time during the 6-week siege in 1758, the French were able to smuggle all of their treasures past the British boats that were invading and deposit them in the fittingly named Money Pit, which was located within Fort Louisbourg. Some individuals think that the British attack on Fort Louisbourg in 1758, which was successful, served as the catalyst for the ultimate building of the Money Pit, which served as a storage facility. This story holds that the British Army was given the order to painstakingly dismantle the devastated French bastion, pillage its treasures, and bury them beneath an island off the coast of Nova Scotia. You won't believe the recent astounding scientific discovery. To learn more, see the video after this one. Glass from the 18th century was recently discovered deep within a cave. Both professionals, scientists, and other researchers are interested in this unexpected discovery. With the arrival of Craig Tester, who works with Rick and Marty Lagena, as well as fellow landowner Tom Nolan and other members of the team.
After years of looking for riches on Oak Island, the Lagena brothers Rick and Marty have finally made a breakthrough discovery. The discovery of riches buried deep beneath Smith's Cove has thrilled the group of people who have devoted their lives to cracking this mystery. As they rejoice, a deeper secret that could alter everything is revealed when they discover a ladder made of ancient wood that extends into a flooded tunnel. This discovery is not just a tiny glimmer, but evidence that something precious has been buried there for a long time. The next discovery was even more terrifying because the ladder leading into the tunnel pointed to something more carefully hidden long before they arrived. Long before they arrived, the island had swallowed their secrets, leaving only traces behind. A silent witness to the past, an artifact from another time, sends chills down their spines as they wonder who placed it there and how long it had been hidden away. Despite the weight of knowledge, the brothers continue to move on, daring to explore what lies beyond the next discovery. Legends of the island mentioned a curse that had claimed lives before, with some whispering that another soul would need to be lost before the riches could truly be unearthed. Deep beneath the surface of the island, they drilled into a place known as the Blob that appeared to hold the secret to everything. They concealed an empty area far from the outside world, precisely where maps and research indicated something should be. This was the evidence they required, and when they opened it, they discovered flecks of gold embedded in the old wood. The team was shocked by the discovery, wondering what else might be hidden beneath Oak Island if gold was present in the wood. The team talked about their next course of action after the drill operator described what had transpired and how they had concealed an exposed area. The next sample was eventually carefully removed, and additional evidence surfaced. The Lagena brothers are now eager to investigate the depths of Oak Island after learning of the riches and how it could alter everything. For centuries, the Oak Island Interpretive Center in Nova Scotia, Canada, has been the scene of a mysterious treasure hunt. Recently, a group of researchers found gold traces buried deep within the wood's fibers, which was not only a fortunate discovery, but also proof that something valuable had once been buried there. As conclusive evidence of their success, metal archaeologist Emma Culligan analyzed the sample and discovered that the wood was not just old but ancient, with gold. The group created an extensive map of the island. Using ground-penetrating radar, they discovered a complex system of tunnels and chambers beneath the surface of the Earth that were much larger than anyone had predicted. After examining the data, the researchers came to the conclusion that the tunnels and chambers did not form by accident, but rather arranged themselves in a precise geometric arrangement that matched the ancient symbols found in the writings of the Templar Order, a medieval Christian military order known as the Knights. The researchers also found items hidden deep within one of the rooms. Ancient manuscripts kept in canisters with watertight sealing, not money or diamonds. The fact that the texts are written in a language that hasn't been identified as the original language yet could help solve the enigma surrounding the Oak Island tunnels and their purpose. Researchers are now putting a lot of effort into deciphering the text in the hopes of learning the true story behind Oak Island, a story that has been kept a secret for hundreds of years. Since the 18th century, the island has gained international fame for its money pit, a mysterious hole in the ground thought to hold unfathomable riches like gold from pirate ships. The Holy Grail itself and jewels believed to have been lost by Marie Annette. Several mysteries and discoveries have been made about the enigmatic Caribbean island of Oak Island. One such find is the Templar coin found on the island, which has aroused curiosity among experts and historians from all over the world. It may help unravel the mysteries surrounding the famous Templars and their secret wealth. Even knowledgeable people are baffled by the mystery of Oak Island and the unknown secrets that might lie beneath its surface, despite the fact that the potential wealth of this treasure could provide important details regarding the actual scope of the temple's influence. The finding of an A-cross-B bolt from the Middle Ages has raised speculation about a potential link to the Knights Templar, a clandestine organization that was active during the Crusades and well known for its strange traditions and rumors of its wealth. Widespread speculation over the potential involvement of the Knights Templar in Oak Island's history has also been sparked by the discovery of Nolan's Cross. Nevertheless, more research is necessary to completely understand the implications of these findings as a warning. Stories about unexpected discoveries should be viewed with skepticism, since a variety of factors can influence their authenticity and dependability. It is conceivable to discover anything genuinely remarkable, but because of practical jokes, miscommunications, or fabrications in conclusions, it could be challenging to ascertain the reality behind these stories. Many people are attracted by the prospect of learning the Templars' secret and perplexed by Oak Island's rich history and odd happenings. Numerous investigations and discoveries have been made at the Money Pit Island, a place renowned for its enigmatic treasures. The island's past is replete with stories of bold deeds, cunning schemes, and the pursuit of riches. More recently, the Lagena brothers found a keyhole in the form of a complex floral design, which suggests that it could be one of Captain James Anderson's 3 missing treasure chests. This discovery has further stoked our interest in the island's legendary hidden wealth. In the late 1800s, the Oak Island Treasure Company found what looked to be cement about 153 feet below the surface. But they also found more startling discoveries, such as a piece of parchment that may alter our understanding of literary history. Some people think that William Shakespeare may have left the parchment there in the 16th century, and Francis Bacon, an explorer and scientist, is thought to be the true author of Shakespeare's works. The discovery of coins, buttons, and a fragment of a revolver on Lot 24 sparked people's interest in Samuel Ball, who was born into slavery in South Carolina but served the British during the American Revolution. The significance of these artifacts is unknown, but they may provide insight into Ball's activities while on the island, which is known for its mysteries. It's also possible that there are still more secrets waiting to be revealed. While excavating, the Oak Island granite stone was accidentally found. The money pit is covered in strange markings that no one has been able to decipher. Many people still believe that these symbols could be the key to uncovering the famed treasure and give directions as to where it is hidden. However, the authenticity of the granite stone or the significance of its inscriptions remains uncertain. Despite the absence of irrefutable evidence, the prospect of unlocking the mysteries of such an ancient artifact continues to pique the interest of explorers and historians. The brothers Rick and Marty Lagena are conducting a massive excavation in the fabled Money Pit area, hoping to uncover answers to the 230-year-old treasure mystery the team is working on a 70-diameter steel shaft called True Believer 1, which has reached a depth of nearly 100 feet. The shaft is believed to be located within the original money pit due to recent groundwater tests revealing high traces of precious metals below the 100 TL level. The team has also retrieved remnants of a mysterious wooden tunnel which resembles the vault, a previous core drilling operation. This year, the team is working on a treasure hunt in the TB1 area, which is thought to be the location of the original money pit. They are currently at 117 with their dig and are pursuing the treasure. They have recovered possible evidence of the fabled chapel vault, a 7-T-high container that was first reported by treasure hunters Frederick Blair and William Chappell back in 1897. As the shaft advances deeper toward the possible tunnel, an 18.5-ton tool called a hammer grab is being used to bring the spoils and possibly man-made workings to the surface. Vault below. At 150 feet, a dangerous situation is unfolding in the money pit area when Steel Quan strikes an enigmatic barrier. The team is desperate to locate the wealth, and as they approach the vault, the ground around and beneath TB1 abruptly begins to disintegrate, causing the caisson to fall. The team is not sure if they will be able to move the con forward, but they are not giving up. They intend to backfill the area and check the calving every few feet to assure safety. This is a serious worry since it implies that something is down the hole consuming the material. The team may be near answers and a legendary treasure putting them in jeopardy. Vault. The question yet stands. Can Rick Marty Craig and his group solve a riddle that has persisted for more than 200 years? Or will Oak Island prevail and hold on to its secrets?